The Black Friday sales have well and truly kicked off now, not only across PlayStation, but across a number of other retailers as well. And this will be the first in many of my Black Friday videos over the next couple of days. This video here is going to be focusing on games under $20. It's not going to have games under 15 or 10 because they're going to be separate videos coming out over the next few days. This one's just going to be games around that $20 price point, somewhere between 16 and 20 bucks. So if you're a gamer on a very specific budget looking for some good games to play from the PlayStation Store during the Black Friday sale 2021, this is the video for you. Don't forget to go ahead and like this video so you can tell me that you're enjoying the Black Friday content so far. I would really appreciate that. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It would help me out enormously if you did. I also want to know what you're picking up from the Black Friday sale in the comment section down below. Let me know what games you have picked up so far and what you think of the Black Friday sale. All right, first up on this one, The Last of Us Part 2, which is probably going to be the thumbnail for this video as well. Now, say what you will about The Last of Us Part 2, whether or not the story met your expectations or whether or not the internet's expectations were met, the game is still a masterclass in game design. I think it plays exceptionally well, and the way it tells its story is wholly unique to The Last of Us and to Naughty Dog. I would say if you haven't played this one, but you've played the first one and you really enjoyed it, and you've held off buying this one because the outlash and the backlash on the internet, disregard it and check this one out. For 20 bucks, it's a really good price for this game. It has a bunch of enhancements for PS5, if you own a PS5 as well, and it really is superb game design. I'm not going to go into any details about the game specifically or what I liked or didn't like about the game. It's certainly not a masterpiece of a game, but it really does show the pinnacle of what the PlayStation 4 was capable of, and I think it's a great one to pick up for any PlayStation gamers out there. It's almost a must-have. Trophy-wise as well, it's a very easy platinum trophy. As a bit of nostalgia hit, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 Remastered came out in 2020, so technically a pretty new game. This one is down to $19.99, 50% off. This is just for the PlayStation 4 edition. If you want the PS5 edition, they did a weird thing where they released it as a completely separate SKU. I don't know why. This game here essentially contains 2 games and a bunch of tracks, well, musical tracks and skating tracks or levels from Tony Hawk 1, 2, and I think there's some stuff from other Tony Hawk games in there as well. There's a bunch of new stuff in there too, specifically designed for this collection. I did actually really enjoy this game. I think it was really special, not only back in the 90s, but now in the 2000s as well. The challenge I had with this one is it just outstayed its welcome a little bit in terms of trophies. I was trying to go for the platinum, and it has a couple of really massive platinum breaker trophies in there. Kind of put me off playing this game any further. Hades is down to $20, 20% off. It's actually only normally $24.99, so it's not a huge discount on this one, but I am going to be picking this up during this sale because I've been looking forward to this game for a long time. Hades is a roguelike game that basically won a ton of awards at the Game of the Awards ceremony last year. So you know there is quality there behind this. It has been buzzed and talked about probably almost as much as Among Us. Actually, nothing has been talked about as much as Among Us, but close to the Among Us hype from 2020. So if you're looking for a roguelike game, sort of Diablo-esque in terms of how it plays out, isometric style, not gameplay-wise, but style-wise, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. If you don't like this genre, you know, Returnal, Risk of Rain, those sort of games, then it's probably one to stay away from. But if you're into that kind of that genre of games, I think this is a good one to check out. I think it's probably getting towards the peak of roguelites, to be fair. Marvel's Avengers, and this is probably the point where everyone turns the video off and they're like, Josh is recommending Marvel's Avengers again. Look, it's not a perfect game either, but for $15.99, you're definitely getting your money's worth at this point, I would say. The game had a ton of challenges when it launched. It's still got a ton of challenges now. It is definitely not perfect. There are still glitch trophies in the game, although the platinum is very attainable now. The reason I call this one out is because it is a AAA game. It is developed on a AAA budget, and it does have AAA quality despite some of the bugs and glitches. Secondly, you do get 2 copies of the game with this, the PS4 and the PS5 edition, which is kind of nice. It's a nice little nod that Square Enix has given us. The other reason I suggest this is because Spider-Man is being added to the game soon. It was promoted at launch. It was supposed to be coming a year ago. It hasn't come, but it is coming. And I know there's a lot of hype around Spider-Man at the moment. It could be a good time to jump in and check this one out. If you like action-adventure games, it's a very basic action-adventure game. Go into it with managed expectations, and I think you're going to have a good time. A game from last year that actually was really good is Mafia Definitive Edition. This game here, when it came out originally on the PlayStation 2, it was a superb game back then. A really good open world, GTA-esque I guess, third-person action open world game. Really, really solid back on the PS2, and it translated exceptionally well over to the PlayStation 4 as well. 2K put a ton of effort into this game, making sure it was really enhanced and improved for the PlayStation 4. A full remaster, so not just a definitive edition, but a full remake of this game to make it look good on the PS4. Unfortunately, they did the same thing with Mafia 2 and technically Mafia 3 as well. Mafia 2 did not come out so well, so Mafia 2 I cannot recommend on the PS4, even though it's probably a better game. The port is terrible, but this one here is fantastic. Story is good, gameplay is good, runs exceptionally well. Great price here for 20 bucks as well. It's a shame it hasn't come down a little bit more given it's a year old at this point, but it's still a really, really good game. Subnautica Below Zero. Some of you guys would have checked out Subnautica when it was free as part of the Stay at Home initiative that Sony did in March of this year. Well, Subnautica Below Zero is the sequel to that game set in, I guess, Antarctica. I actually haven't played this one myself yet. I picked it up when it launched and I never got a chance to go around and play it. Subnautica is one of those survival games, very similar to the 7 Days to Die survival, or what's the dinosaur one? Ark survival, or Ark, it's called Ark. This one here, you're underwater and you're exploring the environment. It's a really, really neat experience that is quite different to a lot of these other survival style games. I really enjoyed the first one when I played it, although it did creep me out when you find a Leviathan under the water. I don't know why, but stuff under the water always just seems a lot more creepy. But this one only came out about 3 or 4 months ago. Good price for this one. Highly recommend checking it out. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's kind of a weird one because this is a AA game that definitely should be like 10 bucks at this point. It's $16.49 during this sale, which is, it's fine. The game itself is really good. It's a remake of a game from the PS2 era, arguably the best SpongeBob game, one of the better platformers from the PS2 era as well. It translates good to PS4. It is a fun game to play. It does play well. It works well. The trophies are all attainable, despite one glitchy trophy at launch. It's just a really solid mascot platform. If you like SpongeBob or mascot platformers like I do, then it is a really good match made in heaven, and I think it's a good one to pick up and play. Maybe as a bit of a palate cleanse between other big games. You know, often we need that after we've played like a big, massive AAA open world game. Speaking of which, Nioh 2 is that game. Nioh 2 is a sequel to 2017's Nioh, made by Team Ninja, the guys who worked on the Ninja Gaiden franchise. This is actually a much more Souls-like game. They took the Ninja Gaiden formula and kind of wrapped it up in Dark Souls. So you've got your sort of slow, methodical combat, but more ninja style, so actually a little bit faster paced than the Dark Souls games. Does fit more into Sekiro. I would say budget-wise, the budget of it is less than the Souls-like games in terms of quality, but it is published by Sony. Both Nioh 1 and 2 are both Sony published games, so that should give you an indication of where they're at in terms of overall quality. I actually really enjoyed these ones, and I would say the original Nioh, I think, kind of rivaled some of the Dark Souls games personally as well, so that's just my 2 cents. If you're looking for a big RPG style game to play, The Outer Worlds is discounted down to just under $20 as well. The Outer Worlds is basically Fallout. It's actually made by the developers who worked on Fallout New Vegas, which I personally think is the best Fallout game in the entire franchise. It is literally Fallout, but in space with sci-fi components to it rather than, I guess, post-apocalyptic 60s components to it. The game is fun, and there's literally nothing more for me to say. It's Fallout. But if you enjoyed Fallout, you'll enjoy this game. I guarantee it. So that is another one that you can check out as well. Let me know what you guys think of this list of games. Is there anything here that you're going to be checking out on the PlayStation Store from my list or anything else? Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video so that YouTube recommends the next video in the series to you as well, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. Hello again, Patreon, you beautiful bastards. Thank you to each and every one of the folks over here on the right hand side for supporting me over on Patreon or as a YouTube channel member this month. Each and every one of you folks keeps the channel running. If you too want to be an absolute legend like these guys over here, you can support me on Patreon using the link in the description down below. Giving only $1 helps out this channel. So if you want to support even further, you can do that. You can also become a channel member down below as well by hitting the join channel button, and you get access to cool emotes and the logo next to your name showing that you're a supporter. Thank you all so very much for supporting the channel.